even 40 years later, this thing still tastes the cake. NERDSoul. Late Ill Kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing that street geek and nerd soul. What is up, my people, today? Oh yeah, coming with another wonderful episode of movie reviews. Today, special day. You know what I'm saying? Because a couple weeks ago, I got to hang out and team up with some wonderful folks. First person I teamed up with was Fathom Events. That's right, those people that bring together dope flicks for you to see on the big screen, whether they're old or new. It's always something that's very rare that you don't normally get to see, and they're really cool, whether it's Pokemon, Dragon Ball, Spirited Away, or in this case, your boy in blue with the red cape. I'm also hanging out with Slice of Sci-Fi. That's right, them folks hold it down, whether you like the horror, whether you like the sci-fi, whether you like the comics, anything in genre, they are breaking it down with deep and dope discussions, so you should check them out. Now, we teamed up for a special reason, because it's been 40 years since we put a blue man or a man in blue in the sky with the red cape, so that you would truly believe a man could fly. That movie is Superman. And this is the 40th anniversary of the film, and disclaimer, I haven't seen this movie since I was little, so this is almost like seeing it brand new. And when I was younger, I had seen this movie on like TBS or TNT, so it had the commercials and stuff. And if you were born like after the year 2000, the TNT, TBS, and USA, they were like the original Netflix. They would just play movies all day. You know, it'd be like Indiana Jones or Star Wars or whatever. They just played them all day. They would play Superman too. And the thing is, if you saw one Superman, they was gonna play the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? So I saw it when I was real young, but I haven't really watched it since. So watching it this time was like watching it for the first time. Now, before we get into the movie, because there's three things I want to talk about, but before we get into the movie, whenever you go to a Fathom Events, screening, you have all kinds of information about the film, and they run like, trailers and teasers of other things that DC might have going on. In DC, I gotta ding you real quick. Why at the 40th anniversary of Superman are you giving me 2 promos for a Batman graphic novel? Come on, man, 2 promos? Superman has tons of graphic novels, tons of content for you to share and show and promote in front of the 40th anniversary of Superman. Now, I know what DC stands for. I know it stands for Detective Comics, but can you let your boy Clark shine for a minute? Just a minute, man. Look, we're gonna slide that to the side. They did promote, of course, the Fathom Events joint that they got with Death of Superman and the Reign of Superman, so that's cool. I'm excited for that. Fathom, holla at your player, and we're gonna go see that. But with that said, let's get into the acting. The reason this movie sucked me in, and a lot of movies will help you, whatever the premise is the acting. And straight up from the beginning, Marlon Brando comes with it. Like when you watch, because when you think of superhero content from that time, a lot of it was, very campy or very, cheesy or something like that. But the second he comes on screen, like, yo, this is like a real thing. Like, this is like, we're being serious now. So I love how the actors here, Gene Hackman, you got Clark, and I can't remember the young lady that played Lois, but all of them came, they treated this like it was no different than any other film that they would be in, and they brought a relatability and a sensibility to their characters that really shine through. Even Jimmy Olsen, everybody seemed like they should be there, and everybody acted in a way like they wanted to be there. Like, these characters were really fun. Even the lackey that was there kind of like for comedic, kind of like the comedic relief, it worked, man. And I was just impressed by how well they treated this property, at that time. Because at that time, a lot of stuff was just not the best. But at the time, you had Marlon Brando, who was killing it, Gene Hackman, who was doing his thing. And to have them play these roles the way they played them brought a lot of just reality and a lot of weight to their roles. And I really appreciated that. Next up I wanted to talk about is the effects. Now, of course, this was made in like 70 or 78, 68, whatever. Some long time ago. It's 40 years. I can't do my backwards math, but it was in the 70s. It was like 78. It's a long time ago. And even though the effects, yes, they do look dated, but you can see the ingenuity that they were using at that time. This is another thing to go along with the acting. They took this movie seriously. Like, they really used a mixture of like practical effects and real projection, and like they were doing like the hottest stuff they could do at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were doing like the hottest of the hot, at the time. And I was just impressed, even though, now you look at the shots and you see them flying and you're like, the perspective is a little, but looking at it and thinking of this was 78 when this happened, you're like, yo, they were like kind of on the cusp. They were on the cutting edge, and they were really trying to make this work. And that's something that I love about this film, is that you get a vibe in this film that the studio, that the director, that the actors are really wanting this to work, really wanting this to be real, really wanting this experience to be an honest representation of how this will play out in the real world. And lastly, we're gonna talk about Superman. You know what? A lot of people have been like, who's the best Superman? You know what I'm saying? Who is over the years? Is it Henry Cavill? Because he's new. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he still is or not. We don't know. Rumors flying and stuff. You never know what's going to happen. But then you got Christopher Reeve. Who's the best? I'm gonna lay it down right now. Christopher Reeve is the best Superman ever. I'm gonna tell you why. It's not because they saving planes or stopping helicopters and picking people up and saving cats. Nah. It's because Clark Kent, aka Christopher Reeve, had game. Straight game. Not only did he stop and see Lois, but he picked her up and took her on a romantic flight all around. Moonlit flight. You ain't never seen a new Superman do that. Come on, man. You ain't seen a new Superman put game down like that. You saw Lois in the nice blue little, I don't know, lacy kind of sheared, flowy stuff. And then Superman come and pick her up and holding hands and flying side by side. That is smoothness. See, that's a Superman that's able to not only catch a helicopter, not only save a cat from a tree, but also know when it's time to throw in the Luther Vandross. And that's what makes him the best Superman. Because not only is he strong, not only is he smart, but he also knows how to be tender. And see, I know that sounds weird, right? But being able to be tender, being able to be emotional, being able to have that vulnerability allows you to be a better hero, because you know how to relate and how to respond and how to put your feet in the shoes of other people to know whether they are true villains or if this is someone who just made a mistake. And that is a Superman that I could get behind. Now, Henry, we down. Henry Cavill, he watches the show. We cool. I'm just saying they need to write you like they wrote him, man. I'm just saying, look, he got game. You ain't never got, look, where your flight at? You know what I'm saying? You need to ask DC now, where's my romantic flight? That's all I'm saying. Look, Christopher, he got a romantic flight. That's all I'm saying. You see him all around, moonlight and everything. Chilling, on dates. But look, guys, I enjoyed the movie so much. For being a movie with fresh eyes, this is straight up top notch. Enjoyed it so much. It's the bomb. So guys, holla at me. I'm gonna holla at you. Down in them comments, let's talk Superman, yo. It's been 40 years. It's a dope movie. And man, that thing really impressed me. So before I bounce, I want to tell you guys to hit up ThatNERDSoul.com. That's right. Check me out right there. All my videos from the oldest, newest, latest, greatest, and all that. Then hit up shop.ThatNERDSoul.com and pick yourself up a t-shirt, player. Don't forget to get one for them playettes. Then come back here, like, comment, subscribe, and share that Nerd Soul. That's right. There's no better way that I can show people that you like what you are watching. So LA, what up? VA, what up? RVA, you got my heart. And please be good to yourselves. Please be good to each other, and remember, whenever it comes to mistakes, whenever it comes to your friends getting hurt and put in danger and just everything falling down around you, just remember this one song. Okay, come on, you know I had to do it. Oh boy, peace.